What's going down, folks? It's your boy C back on the Madden 17 franchise mode, and yes, we're about to do another one of these videos where I talk for about 5 minutes and you guys just sit there and listen. Obviously, I'm just kidding with you guys, but check it out. We're about to hop into the draft in this video, and I felt that the draft and free agency videos were important enough to do separately, so I'm sorry if it's getting kind of boring, you guys, but like I said a couple of videos ago, the gameplay will be back on Friday or Saturday. So check it out. We're about to hop right in this draft and not mess around. The 49ers had the first overall pick and they went left tackle. Tampa Bay, with the second pick, they decided to go defensive end, and that's something we should probably keep an eye on since they are in our division. Now, really quick, I just want to get off track for a second. Do you guys remember back to the scouting video I did mid-season and I was looking at this corner Wesley Enzor? Take a look at this guy's stats. After the combine, he's first in the 40-yard dash, second in the vertical jump, first in the 3-cone, and first in 20-yard shuttle. His top 3 player skills are man coverage with a B, zone coverage B-, and press with a B-. He's 6'4" and 214 pounds, you guys. He ran 4.31 in the 40. That is just ridiculous. Remember when I told you if he was fast enough, I would do all that I could to try to move up in the draft and pick him? Well, I didn't anticipate picking 32nd overall. However, my gut feeling kept telling me that Enzor was going to end up being one of these transcendent type players, and I really started second guessing myself. I was thinking about reaching out to the Browns here to maybe move up and try to get him at 4, but I decided not to do it just because of the fact that I really didn't want to give up my entire draft and next year's draft for one player. So I was kind of playing it smart there, you know? And then on the very next pick, my conscience took over and told me that I should really think about grabbing this player. So I loaded up the trade screen to talk with the Titans about possibly moving up 27 spots, and I backed out once again, and the Titans grabbed him at 5. Now, here's a quick and easy life lesson for you guys. I usually don't give out advice on the channel, but sometimes, just sometimes, it's best to go with your gut feeling on things, because check this out. Yeah, I couldn't even do commentary over that, you guys, and my conscience was telling me on 2 separate occasions to try to move up and grab this player, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I mean, wow, superstar development, 95 speed, 83 man, 82 zone, play rec is already at 73, 80 press with 96 acceleration. Oh my goodness, you guys, I probably missed out on one of the best corners that are going to be in the game for years to come. I don't know how often corners like that pop up, but man, I think it would have been well worth giving up a couple of 1s and a 3 or whatever it would take to get that player. I really dropped the ball on that one. So after missing out on the corner of a lifetime, I decided to simulate to my pick, and to no one's surprise, there is nothing worth picking at 32. This was actually a pretty weak draft, you guys, but I am showing you all these different screens because I did do my due diligence on each position, and there's just nobody worth using a first round pick on. So since we didn't really need any particular position going into this draft, I just decided to go with the best player available, and it just so happened to be one of the players that I scouted pretty early on in the scouting video. Now, looking at the wide receivers, these are the only guys that have first round grades on them, and I was gonna go with Kevin Body right away because he has an A- spec catch, B+ catching traffic, B catching. He runs a 4.42, and I really was just gonna go with my gut here and make the pick, but I had to do my due diligence once again, and I saw Deshaun Atkinson sitting on the board. He got a slightly better combine grade than Body did. He runs a little bit slower at 4.56 compared to Body's 4.42, and that was the deciding factor for me. They were pretty close in every other category, but I needed that speed, and going with the wide receiver Kevin Body in the first round was the decision that I made, and I think it was a pretty good pick, especially when nothing else was on the board. He's got 92 speed, 78 route, 85 catching, 86 catching traffic, and 91 spec catch. After a year or 2 in the system, I think you could be looking at a Pro Bowler, you guys. Plus, this all but guarantees that Mohamed Sanu is not going to be on the roster this year. So moving on to my second round pick, I was kind of thinking corner, but there was another position that kind of caught my eye throughout the process, and that was the right end Tyree Dorsett. So I decided to pick him there, and of course I had to reach because there was no way he'd be available for me to pick in the 3rd round. So I get another young quality, versatile defensive lineman that I can either play on the end spot or I can kick inside depending on what happens with my D tackle situation. That's still up in the air. In the 3rd round, I come right back and pick the corner I was going to take in the 2nd round, Ramon Conrad. It's a good pick with a little bit of value. I got the 92nd ranked player at pick 96, so we'll take that just based on the best player available perspective, but I think he's going to have to develop a bit before we put him on the field. Now, what you guys are seeing here is another one of my exhausting efforts trying to find somebody worth the 4th round pick. I go through just about every available position, whether it's scouted or unscouted, just trying to find somebody that catches my eye, and I probably should have traded the pick now that I think about it, but I decided to abandon the best player available strategy and focus on the position of need. I went with the right guard here that was projected to be a 6th round pick, but I grabbed him in the 4th, and it turned out to be a pretty good pick. He's the number 77th ranked player in this draft, and I picked him at 128. And with 84 strength, 81 run blocking, 77 pass block, and 83 impact block, I think he could be our future starting right guard. What do you guys think about that? And of course, I'm only talking about after we develop him for maybe a year or two, so it's not going to be an immediate move. Now, after the Tyler pick, I did reach for an undrafted linebacker and an undrafted corner, and I pretty much whiffed on both of those positions, so I didn't even bother showing them to you guys, but there they are at the bottom of the list. Just doing a quick recap for you before I get out of here. Kevin Body was our first pick, Dorsett our second, the cornerback Conrad our third, and Tyler our right guard the 4th. I think those positions could definitely come in and have an impact at some point this season. And the wide receiver Kevin Body, I think I'm going to end up putting him at the slot. I'm not sure yet, but one thing is for certain, and that's Mohamed Sanu being officially expendable. So I got on the phone with the San Francisco 49ers GM to try to negotiate a deal, and these are the parameters that we discussed. The 49ers are going to give us their 2nd round pick, which is projected to be the 33rd overall pick. We're going to give up Mohamed Sanu and our 3rd round pick, which is projected to be pick 91. I think it's a pretty good deal, and you guys are going to see why here in just a second, but we're going to go ahead and submit this offer to the 49ers, and without a doubt, the offer was accepted. Sanu is now packing his bags and headed up to San Francisco. Now, you guys, the reason that was such a good deal for us is when you take a look at the picks that we have in this upcoming draft. I know it's early, and I know the draft order will likely change, but check it out. As of right now, we have the projected 33rd overall pick, projected 49th overall pick, as well as the 59th overall, all in the 2nd round, you guys. That gives us a lot of flexibility to either move around in the draft, or if we stay put, we can just dominate the 2nd round, and I'll be happy with that as well. But anyways, folks, I'm up against it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Keep it locked right here for more Madden 17 franchise gameplay. I'm signing off, and I'll see you in the next one.